Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, in this video I'm going to show you how we can do some cool still wool photography. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, my name is Serge. I'm a French photographer living in Los Angeles, California, and I'm with my friend Emeric Lebar.
Hi.
So Emeric, tell us who you are.
So hi, my name is Emeric. I'm a 26 years old time-lapse and hyperlapse photographer living in Los Angeles.
And he's French, and so we are very good friends and we do a lot of photography projects together. And by the way, you gotta check out his YouTube channel. He has a channel that has mostly for now in French video, but you're gonna come up with
a lot of English videos. So all the video in French that I have right now is gonna be in English in the next few weeks on my channel.
And you're gonna subtitle them in French, so if anybody's French can still follow along.
They can still understand, yeah.
That's great, yeah. If you wanna learn time-lapse, you really gotta check his YouTube channel. Plus, we did a course together called the Time-Lapse Masterclass, which I think you're gonna give one for free, right?
Yeah, so it's pretty easy. Just go on my channel, you subscribe, and then you leave a comment on my latest video called Chase Your Dreams, Emeric's Time-Lapse Introduction, something like this. Just leave a comment on this video and I'm gonna pick a winner and you're gonna win a time-lapse masterclass.
Yeah, time-lapse masterclass is a 2-3 hours course that we did, you know, with a lot of techniques about time-lapse. So Emeric's YouTube channel link is in the cards up here on the video or on the link below. Check it out, subscribe to his channel. You will not regret it. All right, I also have a winner to announce. Back a couple of weeks ago, I showed this photo of Montreal and I gave the raw file and a lot of people did some different retouching. And I promised that the winner, I will talk about him on all my media. So in this video, on my newsletter to 100,000 people and on all social media. So here it is. The winner is It's Henry Masters. He did some really cool editing of my Montreal photo. He added the moon, he added some stars, he did some really gritty, grungy, look. I love this type of photography. I know it's more Photoshop than photography, but I don't care. I think it's awesome. And so check out Henry Instagram. He's got some really cool photo. Some of them are, like heavy Photoshop. Some of them are not. He seems to, I don't know where he lives exactly, but follow him on Instagram at It's Henry Masters. You will get the link below this video, instagram.com/It's Henry Masters. And I'm also going to promote this work in my newsletter to over 100,000 people. So very well done, monsieur. It's Henry Masters. So now back to us. So what is still wool photography?
Still wool photography is basically you take steel wool like this. It's pretty cheap. You can find it anywhere.
Yeah, I think I paid like $3-4 for a big pack.
Yeah, it's $3 or $4. You can find it anywhere.
And so this one is, you told me to take grade 000, right?
Yeah, you can take grade 00 or grade 000. It's actually thinner. It's so you can have more sparks. So what you do is like you just take a little bit of it. You take like a kitchen whisk.
Yeah.
And then you put the steel wool inside of it like this. There you go. You don't need a lot because it's gonna create a lot of sparks. All right. Then you need fire, obviously, and rope that you tie to the whisk. And then you turn this on fire, and then you just rotate it. Yeah, whip it, rotate it.
And you can see some of the photos that we got. Now, just a couple of things. First, for safety, we did this at the beach because you want to have sun and water. Yeah. It's not very risky. I mean, I got a lot of spark coming onto me, and I didn't really feel anything except in my hairs at one point kind of burned. And then we played around with an umbrella also, so that's to make some cool special effects.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. I mean, it makes really spectacular light painting photos.
It's awesome. You can be very creative with it, like we did with the umbrella.
Yeah, and so our setting was you have to be on a tripod. You are around 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, we did 5 to 10 seconds, and ISO 100. Let me show you in Lightroom some of the settings and how we did these photos and how we touch them really quickly. All right, so let's look at some of the photos, what the settings are. So this one, for example, was 10-second exposure at ISO 200. The reason why I did ISO 200 is because you see here, I wanted to get some of the ambient photo. So let me show you what I did. I took a photo without Emeric doing the light painting, make sure I had some ambient. So to get some ambient, I had to be at 10-second and 200 ISO. Then he did his light painting so I could get some of the clouds and some of the moon. So we ended up, so I was at f2.8. You cannot see that because I used the Canon 40mm 2.8. and it's a manual lens, so you don't see how much it was. So let's see this one. Let me show you some of my favorite. This one is another one that I really liked because you see here we were on sand and water, so there's really no risk of fire. I like this one because we get the moon also, but again, I had to go to 250 ISO so I could get the moon. So always take a photo, make sure you have a bit of ambient light, and then do your light painting. And you need at least 5 seconds so that you get the light painting effects. That's another one that I got. So I went further back, 10 second, 250 ISO, same thing. That's another one that I got. And then we started doing some crazy umbrella things. So there's a lot of that we missed because we took on this one I don't like it because all the light trails are in front of the umbrella. We discovered that if we get some good result, we need to be a bit behind the umbrella. So that's what we did on this one. And you see, we even have like on his t-shirt, he had one spark that came, but he didn't feel anything. It doesn't really hurt, you need to be careful, but it doesn't really hurt. Just protect your eyes. And that's why we had some glasses, that's why we have the umbrella. So this one, it was, I changed my lens. I went to a 35mm 2.8. So this time I was at 10 second, f2.8 again, ISO 300, because I was trying to get some of the ambient light. And this one is much closer up, 10 second, 2.8, ISO 320. So, to get some ambient. And again, this one, I think was 10 second, 2.8, 320. And voila. So the retouching is very simple. Let me show you some of the other photos that we got. The retouching is very simple. I'm going to show you this one. So I'm going to create a virtual copy and we're going to reset it. So I can see here. So what did I do? The key is to find a white balance. You see, white balance, I was a bit of blue and a bit of magenta, and then I did my regular workflow and I just added some clarity. So I opened up the shadows, I brought down all the highlights, I did my black and my white, but you want to get some, more colors. Everything is yellow now. So if I add some blue and I add some magenta and I lower the exposure and I add some contrast, now we're getting somewhere. And I boost with a lot of clarity. Let's see what else I did here. Yeah, I went much further on the magenta. I didn't do, so let's do that. Not as much on the yellow and a lot more on the magenta. Yeah, something like this. So, well, actually, there is a new function in Lightroom which is really cool. You can take 2 photos and you can go into the RA mode, which is the reference mode. So I can take this one as a reference. So that's my reference and that's what I'm retouching now. And I can just, play around with the white balance until I get something that matches. Yeah, so actually I was like, I think at even minus 15 on the white balance and like 50, something like this. So that's a pretty cool option. I use it sometime. It's the new RA, which is you just drag and drop your reference photo and you retouch there. So let me go back to the normal mode and voila. So let me show you one last that we did that we really liked. It's just a very fun way and very creative way to do it. So check it out. Still wood photography. Please be secure. Be on the beach by the water. Don't do stupid thing with that. You don't want to turn on a fire into a forest or something. If you want to buy all this, I have a link below this video where you can access to my kit. And on my kit, you can just purchase it directly from Amazon if you don't want to have to go to Home Depot. All the links will be under this video, so you can just purchase it directly from Amazon. But be very careful when you do this. Don't do this in a forest. Don't do this in a dry area. Do this at the beach. It's the most safest, there is no risk of the water and the sand. Okay, hope you like this and check out Emeric's YouTube channel and I will see you in another video.
Ciao.